Ahoy, me mateys! How y'are going? This is a special review where I'm going back to the future. One of the greatest trilogies of all time, consisting of 3 amazing adventures. Just like this amazing adventure. Forward to the past. Yeah. The image has disappeared, just like in the first, second, and third film where there's a picture from the past, and when it's brought into the future, certain events caused the picture to disappear. Which is very interesting. Just like this amazing box set, Anniversary Collector's Edition. Look at all the special features. Deleted scenes, alternative scenes, storyboards, original scripts. Did you know there's controversy and cast changes in these films? Like, the most infamous is Eric Schultz. He was originally Marty, but his method acting, and comic timing was not what the producers and director wanted. So they got Michael J. Fox. His time was tied with his sitcom. So they filmed maybe 20 or 40% of the movie with Eric, and then they reshot everything. So they basically remade the movie, and there's talk of a cut of Back to the Future with all the Eric Schultz stuff, but hasn't been released yet. So it's an alternative timeline, which makes it the first, and then the first is the second, and the second is the third, and the third is the fourth. Yar! See, that's what happens when you time travel. Your appearance changes, time changes. Everything just goes up when you're going down to the side, and it's like caught in a rip. You do the time warp again. So, as you know, Michael J. Fox, Christopher Lloyd, they star in Back to the Future, all 3 of them. They've done some special appearances, like in 2015, they reprised the role, and they have done it again, and there's talks of a reboot, but no. Robert Zemeckis said, there will never be a reboot. You got pushed forward. There was a continuation, the short-lived animated show which focused on the Doc, his wife Clara, and their kids. So, Back to the Future. So, Crispin Glover is another controversial figure. He's in the first one as Marty's dad, and he didn't return for the second one. He wanted more pay, and they said no. So they used another actor with Crispin's appearance, and he sued because he didn't give them permission to use his likeness. And Robert was like, we'll have him upside down. No one will notice. Oh, people noticed. But yeah, the first Back to the Future. It's iconic. It's quotable. My calculations are correct. You're going to see some serious shit. And great Scott. But you know me, I say great Scotch. Or rum. Great rum. So yeah. So Marty, he goes to the Doc's house. He tries out his big amplifier. He blows it up. He wants to get his band noticed, but they're too loud, which is funny because Huey Lewis is the guy that says your band is too loud, and his song Power of Love is featured in the series. So, and then you got Jennifer, who was originally portrayed by, and then she's portrayed by. See, lots of recastings, and that happens when you go in time. Things change, people change, your appearance changes. So yeah, Marty, he meets up with Doc at the Pine Mall, or Twin Pines Mall, and Doc, he brings out that awesome DeLorean, which got more famous after the release of this, because the original release, the DeLorean wasn't popular, but thanks to this, it regained its popularity. So you see the time machine, Einstein's put in, goes back in time by a minute, comes back, then the Doc's shot down by the Libyans. Marty gets in the time machine. He goes back to 1955. He meets his mum, who develops a crush on him. And he tries to get his dad to get with his mum, and then Biff, Thomas F. Wilson, the great bully of the 80s and 90s. So he wants Lorraine, but Lorraine doesn't want him. She wants Marty, who she thinks is Calvin Klein, but he wants his mom to get with his dad, so that works. And then all these chain reactions and all this crazy stuff, and great effects for the timeline, especially when Marty's disappearing and the photos change. And then when George saves Lorraine, they come together, and then so that then Biff chases down in that awesome car chase, and fights, and then everything's reverted back to normal. Marty gets to go out on his date, and his parents are proud. The doc, helps Marty when he's in the 50s. They fix the time machine because he's out of plutonium. And they put the hook on the rod for it into the flux capacitor. So on the fateful night when the lightning strikes the clock tower, Marty speeds, and when he hits 88, boom, crash, kapoo. But at the end of the first one, Marty comes back, and he's like, I'm back from the future. The doc tosses out, and then it's like, okay, so you gotta go to there, and then it leads in to the second. And then at the time there was a to be continued, and Back to the Future was meant to be a one-off, but they did this extra thing, and people were like, what? And then as you'll see in our second trip forward to the past, we'll talk about that. And that's it. Bon voyage.